Amit, appreciate you hopping on today, and long overdue one. So excited to finally tell the story of Minutely to everyone and all the cool things you're doing. So thanks for hopping on.
Thank you very much.
Well, give us the background first of the inspiration of the company in a little more depth. You look on the website, you see AI, you see media tech, you see advertising, all this different. What is the core business? Where did this idea stem from as well?
So we started several years ago. The original plan was to build a B2C app. That's what we wanted to do. Um, Practically, it was some kind of a TikTok.
Mm,
If I'm thinking now, it was something like TikTok. The idea was how I can match relevant content that suits and fits me based on my preference that we source from across the web. Um, and then we saw that even if we bring the most interesting content to you, tailor made, the cherry picked content, um, people are watching between 10 to 35% out of the original video. I said, okay, makes sense. When you phrase it into numbers, it's short, but let's see what we can do and what we can present. And then we had an idea just to show you like the highlight of that video. Whatever we do it, we will find a way to show you the highlight. And then if you're interested, you can click on the content and being redirected back to the original contributor. The the content owner will get a new user back to his site, but I showed him something like a path to content, and then we've redirected him. So that was the start, and then we released it, the app, on an Android store, a Google store. It was okay, you know, but I felt like that I'm pouring money into a machine, and I'm just expecting that one day I'll make money, and then I wanted to. Uh, we've been approached by several publications, three actually, and they ask if they can use our tech on their apps. And they said no.
mm,
We said this is something that we built. We don't have ambitions to do it, like to license the tech, and you can download our app and see
mm,
you. Um, but then after like 2 3 months, we said, wait. Companies, big companies that we all aware of, approached us and asked to use our tech, and we said no, thank you. We'd rather spend our money outside, but we don't want to make money out of the stuff that we've created. Then we shifted the company like 2 weeks after. We said, okay, let's think about it. Let's talk to some publications and see what they think. Um, and we've came up with like an idea of that's what we can do. And they said, yes, we are very much interested in this. And we said, okay, interesting. Let's take one person out of the whole team, which we were 6 or 7 people, and let's build some kind of a prototype for this. That was a hit. People
mm,
really liked it. And I think 2 3 weeks after, we added two more people to that side of the business. And then we've signed two agreements um, about this product with money. And then we said, whoa, that's amazing. People actually want to buy
mm,
what we do. And then we shifted like 2 months from the original idea. We said, okay, that's a better business model. Uh, that's what we are good at, probably here in Israel. We're better at B2B than B2C. Let's do it. And that's how we started. And then we said, okay, let's do it in our time zones. So if the tech is falling or something, we won't hurt their sites. 2, 3 days after, like a big US publication approached us, Israel is the opposite time. Not the
Mm,
opposite, but different time zone from the US. And then we said, we can't say no to them.
mm,
And then we said, okay, let's do it. Um, we were like working till the you know last hours of the night here in Israel. We went live with two U.S. publications, was good too, and then we started to expand. And today, 85% of the business is based in the U.S. All our clients, which are top tier sport, news, and entertainment clients, are U.S. based. Um, we're working with the largest leagues, uh, largest broadcasters, lots of local stations, and we have some clients outside of the US, in Australia, in the UK, and Europe. But yeah, that's the status. That's how we started, and that's where we are today. Today we have around um, brands like all the sports leagues and all the broadcasters, and then we can expand and expand with them. And there's more solutions that we're developing. So that's where we are today.
yeah, it's very cool. I think a lot of people go through the B2C to B2B journey, and the quicker you realize it, the better. And then obviously, I know we've had some other Israeli companies on just the tech and the ability of people from that area. And I know you have a special forces background as well. If you could give a little bit of that, I know you've even had to do that a little bit on the side while building the company. How have you managed that? How has that helped
Yep.
you as a founder?
Um, I think what helps you once you're in like a special units like this is the strength, the resilience, the target oriented. Those things I'm bringing from my past into the business. And yes, there's yeah, everybody knows the situation in Israel is tricky now. Um, we we're trying to save the country, make sure that uh, we will be able to live here properly. Because today it's not the situation. All the companies based in Israel, everyone is here, um, while all our clients are US based mainly. Um, so yeah, from time to time I'm being called, um, and the company is strong. There's a great management here. They're supporting whenever we need, and it's yeah, it's tough, but it's part of the guess it's part of being living here. And I like I don't like the fact that we have uh, problems as a country, but I'm happy that I can be here and there while both like the company can stay strong and keep us like engaged with all our clients, growth, people are satisfied, and on the other side, we're trying to do what help us to live.
Hmm. And do you have any thinking behind? I know you've done some stuff with Google in Israel too, of why Israel is so strong from a tech landscape, and then even the B2B, as you've said, because I'd put you guys in the, and especially in sports media entertainment as well. WSC Sports, Minute Media, Minutely, you guys. There's a handful. Obviously, I'm missing a bunch of other great ones as well. I think is it Pixelot maybe.
Hmm.
There's a lot.
Yep. I think we're always trying to prove that we can do more, better. I there's a- I think there's a lot of great minds and people who are literally will do things to make sure that what we do or what we is really adding value and doing stuff. And And if we can penetrate to, out globally, it's something that um, excites us. We want to do it. We want to do more. I think the fact that the army is mandatory in Israel, it brings all of us together. We're very united. We're all the same at the army. Um, but then you have a lot of connections. You get to know a lot of people. You get to see a lot of things. Um, the the team, we're all part of a team, and then once you're growing and you're going to work, so the team is not something that you're a threat about. You like to do it, you know how to do it, and it's something that we happy to be part of. Like a group of people who are working together, trying to like fulfill the target, reach the target. Yep, I think that's and the tech side. There's a lot of great minds here. Part of the army, obviously, there's a lot of developers who are pr- producing all kinds of stuff. On the other side, there's a lot of uh, commanders, people who have experience in leading people, pushing them to do things together. Uh, the trust between people is also important. I think when you're getting all those together, it adds like the synergy.
And from a product lens, you started more consumer, like you said, and then you ended up with a lot of media and sports clients. I know we've talked about it before. You're not per se a sports fan yourself. Has that created any interesting dynamics or anything, or how do you manage that as well?
Yep, it's something that I'm always saying in advance. My knowledge in sports is very limited. I think it's for the good side and the bad side. Um, since I'm I not very sport avid, fan. So I'm questioning a lot of things. So for example, what is a highlight? I don't know what is the highlight, but I can try to figure it out. And when you figure it out, you understand what are the techniques to identify the highlights. Um, mm, um, so that's like one thing, and it's always funny. I have all kinds of funny stories about like people or companies that have approached me and or like on the contact us. We had no idea who they are. We've been searching on Google, but we couldn't understand who they are. But practically, they're like a large league somewhere,
Yeah,
um, which with the combination wasn't very. A combination of character didn't like spark into their eyes. We didn't know exactly what it is. Um, but I'm learning. I'm checking Wikipedia before.
yeah,
Kid.
yeah. That's interesting. You don't hear that too much, but I think that is one of the benefits of at least where, and obviously we'll call you a sports tech company. It's probably not the right classification. I think sports tech is one of the worst words in just the ecosystem. But anyway, um, give us the rundown. We probably should have touched on this a little bit earlier, but of like what some of your products are, what they're actually doing when you're going and working with a big league or some of these huge media properties. And you can get into examples if you want, but what is your product actually doing? How's it benefiting the company? How's it benefiting the client?
Okay. Largely what we do are helping publishers, sports rights owners, broadcasters to maximize the value of their video content or video creations. The problem that we saw is that there's the more you spend on video content, there's a chance that the content would be quality, like high quality of
Mm-hmm.
content that people would actually want to consume. That requires a lot of resources. So then assuming that a video is a product, you invest a lot in this product, but then you have a very short, limited time to generate revenue from this product. News article, would be between 2 to 4 hours on the headlights, and then it will disappear. So, what are the chances that you will manage to create enough revenue in order to make this product valuable or ROI positive? So, that's what we are trying to solve. How we solve it, we have a video AI engine in the platform that we offer to our clients. We automatically index all the content. We understand what we see in the content. We tag everything. We learn everything we can about the video. We learn how users consume that content. And then we generate several products, subproducts. The basic one is video previews, where we analyze the content, detect the highlight, generate preview, teaser, post highlight, or post view, and then we compare it with the original static image. There's several A/B tests, but we're trying to understand what would be the best presentation for this article. And then we're A/B testing everything to make sure that what we actually say happens in real life. And what we prove is what is the conversion rate with minute, conversion rate without minute, and what is the actual delta that we have increased. Then it's an asset. The asset is the best representation for this video. Now you can use it on your push notifications, CTV, native app, web environment, social platforms, everything that you can do within the next 4, 5, 10 hours that will drive users to watch this article organically. So assuming this video generates 1,000 videos, 1,000 views a day, it will generate 5,000 views a day. That's good because you're basically with the same amount of with the same investment, you're generating more revenue. So that's product number one. Product number two is how we can maximize or optimize the discoverability of the content. Because today, if you'll enter a website, everything is flat. There's a lot of articles and text, images, but how you make sure that you're highlighting the relevant content to the users. So we have a different component named Top Videos, which aggregates the best highlights from every single video under a specific category into a 60-second clip. You will see like these are the top news that you should watch now. And then we update this component all the time. Between them, they can add sponsorship, related sponsorship, or advertising, whatever they have in order to maximize the revenue. It's a new component, it's new revenue. And then a click on that component will redirect the user to the original page with a full version of the content. So it's a better path for the original content. People likes to see it, they want to use it. It's incremental revenue, so there's no reason why not to use it. And then there's an option to syndicate the content. So if I took content from Andrew.com, I didn't use the whole version of the video, just a portion of it, and now I'm syndicating it to other sites who are interested in Andrew's content. Their users will be able to see the content on their site, but then if they'll click, they'll be redirected back to you. So you gain traffic, they get revenue or content that flies into their site automatically, dynamically, and new dollars. So no reason why not to use it. And the third product is conversion of horizontal content, the way people are practically generating content today from 16 by 9, like the usual standard viewing experience, into vertical format. So we take the content, we detect the highlights, we tell a story, we verticalize everything dynamically, so it's not a center crop, it's a smart crop version of like editing the video, compiling everything into a story. Then we can add text, we can add images, videos. We can do everything that I've just mentioned on live and VOD. We can enhance the streaming services. We can help drive more traffic to live events. Um, and then we can monetize everything. So that's part of the things that we do. There's APIs, there's different ways that we can connect. And that's work. That's
Yeah. And what
very.
from a, I know you have a interesting business model in the sense you don't charge a lot typically up front or, a set standard cost. A lot of it is on rev shares. How did you come up with this? How did you find this to be the most optimal for both Minutely, the company, and then also the client at hand?
So it depends who are the clients. We're building the profile of the client and what they want to do. It can be SaaS payment, but there's an option for those who are trying to avoid like out of pocket payments. Um, there is a revenue share model. We need a certain threshold of minimum views, but then on top of this, it can be a revenue share deal. And then we basically generating incremental views, and then from this we will split the share.
And how did you find that to be the best option for both sides, or how did you come across that? Because it is, more unique than a lot of businesses out there.
Yep. So we are working not only with sports leagues or broadcasters, we're also working with mid-tier like local stations. Local stations, they're short in cash, but they have traffic. They're using ad models. So we tapped into this. They've proposed the model that they really wanted to use us. We said, okay, but if you can't pay and you want to use the product, we need to somehow find a way to bridge the gap. And they suggested it. We tested it. It worked well. There's all kinds of things that we need to have, but overall, it's a good solution.
Yeah. And sitting at the middle of sports, media, obviously AI now, where do you see, I mean, we can even bucket them, but, like, where do you see the future of media going, even, which it seems like it's a huge transformation, even with AI and that content lens? And then obviously AI in itself, and you guys use that in your products. I'm sure you use it just as a company, as an optimization tool. Where do you see in your sweet spot of everything you're doing, media, sports, AI? What are some trends or things you're keeping an eye on, or where you see stuff going?
Um, Everything gets obviously more detailed, um, more information layers on top of what is the actual content. Th- There will be, I think, only in my perspective,
Mhm.
uh, the technology is a small piece of the products and the other things that you can do. So there might be a couple of companies who are using, generating highlights, but what is the actual product that they're offering? One could be auto editing product. One can be the other can be a marketing tool, and the other one can be advertising optimization tool. So there's a lot of different companies that can be, on the same niche, but different, completely different products, completely different value. Um, but overall, in the industry, it's an interesting time because everybody wants to have CTV and stuff like this. But there's the big companies and there's the smaller companies, and they're merging, and they're like, so there's a lot of, and to produce a platform today is much less complicated than like 10 years ago. So today everybody can have a CTV, but then is that actually valuable to them? How much they need to spend in
And
order to
just
have it.
give a little more depth on CTV for people that don't know as well.
Connected TV, it's in like you have Apple TV, you have Android TV, you your CNN, your NFL Plus, your Tubi, all Disney Plus. They all have apps um, on those devices, and now the CMS needs to control the native app, the web environment, the CTV, the different platforms, but all content needs to derive from the same place. So the CTV 10 years ago wasn't something very well known, like even 5 years ago, but now everybody wants to have also another touch point to the end user on CTV. So they need to generate video because you won't show text on my TV. Um, so you need to have video, but you don't have. So you need to start to produce video, and then it's expensive. And you need to have production around this, and then how you distribute everything, how you make sure that the model is actually working. Generating video content needs to have certain volume. If you don't meet the volume, the the product that we've mentioned before is ROI negative. So you need to have distribution. But if I'm a local station, my distribution is limited to the cap of the people who lives in the city. Or so you need to have more distribution on other platforms. And that's what we are jumping in. We're helping those publishers to maximize the distribution in short time frame.
Yeah, it's an interesting time, especially with just media being so fragmented. Basically, what was cable before now becoming cable again, but through a million different options.
Yeah.
I guess as you look forward over the next couple years, what are some strategic priorities for Minutely to keep growing, keep innovating, adding products, building the business? I know you guys scaled to good numbers in not just the business, but you have a New York City office now, and so what's sort of on the horizon for where you're trying to go.
So there's several things. One is obviously growing our sales teams, expanding on that side. There's an expansion in partnerships, so reaching more partners that can help us to grow the network. Behind the scenes, we're building a large distribution network that helps everyone to get even more eyeballs on their content, and they think it's that's practically what we do. Obviously, on the tech side, there's more like specific solutions that we're building after validating it with the market that we feel that there's a lot of different options and opportunities, testing, questioning everything, and then asking others if this is something that they would want to use. And then practically we're reaching more clients and then expanding with our own ones more and more.
What is the what website, socials? How can people learn more, reach out, get in touch with you? What's the rundown?
Great. We have a contact us that our sales team will get immediately and can respond. I'm happy to answer any question. I'm somewhere here on social platforms. My name will be, happy to answer and talk with everyone. And
And what's the website URL?
a minute, like 1 minute, .ly. So Minutely. That's the name of the company. Um, you're all welcome, and then you can ask us everything.
Awesome. Well, Amit, appreciate you coming on, and look forward to keep watching you crush it.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.